Go get checked out on a regular basis because what you don't know will hurt you in the long run.
Yes, I believe that's true too. Now, what inspired you to take part in the GEM Project Awareness event?
Well, actually, once it was brought to my attention, I was at the breast cancer walk in Newark. And I had got a flyer, and I had met one of the ladies, and they were just telling me that the GEM Project focuses on a lot of the youth, men, women, with different issues that we can relate to on a daily basis. And I knew that I wanted to be an inspiration to others, young, older. I just wanted to be an inspiration to just bring my light into others and just let them know that there is hope for whatever you're going through. I think the GEM Project is very important because it can relate to the world that we live in through different messages, far as photography, far as just verbally reaching out and just letting people know that there's different information to help us out. The GEM Project is just so wonderful because it just reaches out to the youth and the different colleges. All of us came together and we collaborated, and everybody had a different sign that they had, and I had my own personal sign. So it just uplifted me, and I just wanted to uplift others, and I want everyone to know about the GEM Project. It's so important, and it just reaches out to everyone.
In order to be effective, the GEM Project has to involve the entire community. Brittany Hale has developed ways to do so. As President and Director of the Community Outreach Services, it is my pleasure to welcome Brittany.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Now, Brittany, what is the most challenging thing that you've gone through as Director and current President of the Community Outreach Services?
I think the most challenging thing has been to establish a meaningful relationship with different organizations, like locally, to find those organizations and just kind of see if their goals match ours and how we can collaborate and getting them to support our events while we at the same time support theirs.
Besides getting community involved in our awareness walks, luncheons, and showcase displays, what are other opportunities do you have in the future to get the community involved?
I would really like for the GEM Project to ingratiate themselves in the schools, middle schools and high schools, and even elementary schools. I think it's important that we begin to make awareness an issue at a very young age, and that way, as you grow older, you can involve yourself more, not only in the GEM Project, but in your community as well. I think the GEM Project is very important to today's society because awareness and consciousness is a very important thing, and I feel like when you make yourself aware, that's when you're able to be active. And I feel like the GEM Project is doing a great job in creating awareness and increasing activism within various communities.
The GEM Project not only focuses our attention to young adults, but we also cater to children as well. I would like to welcome Jason Cardan, who is President and Director of the Children's Services Division at the GEM Project.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure's all mine. Now, Jason, I wanted you to be a part of the GEM Project team because I found that you had a lot of experience with mentoring children. By running your own nonprofit, the Guardian Fellowship, I wish to know how your services from the Guardian Fellowship can help with the expansion of the GEM Project.
Well, I really love the idea of the GEM Project, being that you're bringing forth positive change through imagery. And imagery comes in so many forms and shapes and sizes. And one of the things I do with the Guardian Fellowship is we set up workshops for the children where they can express themselves through poetry or dance or whatnot. And so one of the things I'm hoping is that I can bridge the two organizations and help provide the kids directionality and take what you guys are doing and help the kids learn and educate them about different things going on around them through that same idea of imagery.
Okay. As you know, the GEM Project runs many awareness programs and showcases. After one of our Autism Awareness Luncheons, we agreed to co-found the Autism Quilt. Briefly, can you explain your experience with that?
It's been a lot of fun. Essentially what we've done so far is we contacted schools around the area, and we gave them a work packet which explained what autism is, as well as a puzzle piece for them to decorate. And what I found was that we got a lot of puzzle pieces back, like over 200. And not only that, but afterwards, the kids were really excited to learn what happened to it, like where the quilt was and when it was going to be displayed. Yes. And so to me, when you see the quilt, it's not just our voice saying autism is something you need to be aware of. It's these children's voices as well saying, this is something that's important to me.
The goals that I set as lead director for the GEM project would be to promote the social awareness, not just in schools and universities, but citywide, countywide, and across the state.
Well, Amanda, thank you so very much for having me today.
It's my pleasure. Now, Valerie, you recently attended our last event called the Autism Awareness Luncheon. How was your experience with the GEM project that day, and what made you interested?
Well, my overall experience with the GEM project, TGP, has always been a great experience. My experience with the Autism Awareness Luncheon was great as well. I personally enjoyed the luncheon because I was able to stand for such a positive issue that's affecting many people throughout the world today. One very close and dear person that's affected by autism would be my brother Valentino. He was diagnosed with autism at a very young age, at approximately 3 years old. It has been very difficult working with him. It's just a great thing to know that a disorder that's so broad and so many people experiencing it, to have other people learn about it as well.
So, my research is in the influence of mass media exposure on political corruption. Many researchers have taken into account the different sources and reasons as to why political corruption exists, but they really haven't taken into account the influence and the importance of mass media on political corruption. So I decided to look at that angle, and what I found is that the influence and exposure to mass media sometimes has a negative outcome and has a positive outcome. The negative part is that it can break down social value systems, which means that in many countries where they just have access to, let's say, Western commercials or Western movies or Western media, our Western media tends to have a lot of consumerism, conspicuous consumption, and a lot of materialism involved in our media. So many countries around the world, they see these things and they want to emulate these things because they think this is a dominant, this is a dominant feeling. Oh, I need to have a Mercedes. I need to have money. I need to have that bag. I need to have that shoe. And sometimes people take these values that they feel to be important and they replace them as their own. So in many countries, let's say in Africa and the Latin American countries, many of them have political corruption. Let's be honest. There's a rampant political corruption. Of the top 10 most political corruption there is, Africa falls on one of them. And as an African, as a Nigerian, my parents coming from Nigeria, I felt that this is an important issue, not only to me, but to my family, but to the people that live in Nigeria, that we must kind of find the reason and the solutions to stop political corruption. And we have to find ways. So through this research, I hope that it will bring about some sort of, not even a solution, because a solution, it's hard. It will take a long time, but to at least, start discussing dialogues in which ways we can, stop political corruption, because it robs people of a better future. It demoralizes governmental trust, so many different things, education, health, it affects so many different areas. So what I'm trying to do through this research is that, like I said, we will start dialogue. We will find out the different reasons, and possibly in the near future, find out solutions that can help, those who are oppressed by political corruption. My future goal is to get a doctorate in international affairs, further my research on human rights violations, publish a book, so many different things. I don't know how to put them all into a nutshell. But basically, also to even, work with the GEM project, to assist the GEM project, to be of help to the GEM project, to just to let everybody know that this organization is so much needed in our community.